experience standpoint to kind of offset. Top 10 tonight. A Zach attack.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to OKnowsSports. Today, we got our special guest, Zach Austin. First things first, I'd like to thank Picnic Club. Make sure you guys check the link in the description. You can get 15% off using the code OKnows on all merchandise on Picnic Club's website. It's all handcrafted. It's the best stuff. I've got a ton of it, and I know Zach's going to have a lot soon. So, like I said, we got Zach Austin here today. I'm going to talk a little bit about his bio first. It might take me a minute. He's got a lot of accolades. So Zach is a 6'7" senior out of Winston-Salem. He played at High Point University. He won Big South Freshman of the Year, averaging 14 and 8. He also was honorable mention his sophomore year, averaging 14 and 6. My opinion, you got snubbed. I thought you deserved at least second team.
At least.
And then now he's over at Pitt and he's balling out there. They're 15 and 8, playing well. And one crazy thing about Zach, a crazy statistic, because you know we love the stats here at OKnowsSports, is he was the only player in the 2022-2023 season to have 60 three-pointers made and 60 blocks. I don't even know if you know that, Zach, but that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. How you been? You been all right?
Yeah, I've been good, basketball, just trying to get through the season.
For sure, yeah. I know it's a grind, especially all the travel and everything in the ACC. I'm sure it's a grind.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I appreciate you coming on. Well, first things first, I kind of want to talk about, so obviously you went from High Point, which is a mid-major in North Carolina in your home state. Now you're moving up to Pitt. Well, how's the transfer been, and how did the whole transfer portal treat you with the new NIL stuff and all that?
The portal's crazy. You go through a whole bunch of things. You fill out this paperwork, and the next morning you got a lot of coaches just hitting you up, giving you their little pitch. And it was a lot of schools contacting me, going through the whole process. It was crazy. They was talking about basketball, the way I could fit in their systems, and NIL stuff on the side. But my main thing was just going to a program that was ready to win and go to the tournament, and just seeing who's gonna put me in the best position.
For sure. And obviously Pitt won the battle over you. What were some of the other teams that you talked to that you were kind of thinking about after High Point?
I'll probably say Pitt, Georgetown, Texas Tech, Baylor. I think that's probably like the four schools that I was really keeping my eye on.
Okay, yeah. And I mean, I think you made a good choice with Pitt. So next thing I want to ask you is about the zoo. I know it's nicknamed the zoo. That place looks crazy with 12,500 seats. Compare that to like playing, like obviously I think when you started your career at High Point, they were still playing in Millis Gym. So
Yeah.
what does it look like playing in front of the diehard 12,000 fans at Pitt?
It's amazing, man. The zoo is exactly what you think it is, bro. Like the energy they give us, bro, we feed off that so much. They just help us in ways I don't think they really even notice. It's just the little things they do. We can go through a stretch, we're not scoring, they're still out there cheering, making sure we playing D. Like, it's things like that. It's just stuff like that. You just grow up and you wish you could play in an environment like that.
Yeah, 100%. I bet it's another thing that I wanted to talk about is when you're in conference play, like when you're at High Point, you're playing in gyms like USC Upstate, which is that's a high school gym right there.
Yeah.
And now you're like going to play in Cameron Indoor, and you're playing in Chapel Hill Stadium and in Dean Smith Center, and especially a guy from North Carolina, you got to be just, damn, I'm really here right now. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's really crazy. Like you said, growing up a North Carolina kid, you see the Dukes and the Carolinas. You got to pick a side. In the rivalry, it's always, going against your guys, Carolina's this, Duke that. And just actually being in a position and playing against these teams, growing up watching them, it's just a blessing, especially getting that win in Duke. It's one of the biggest things I feel like I ever did in my life, bro. It was one of them things you dream of.
Yeah, and I was going to talk about that next. That's great you said that, because That was a crazy game. I watched that whole thing, and you
Yeah.
were playing awesome that game too, man. Like I think you dropped 11 points or something like that, and I know you had a huge block at the end too, and that atmosphere was crazy. And I know it was the first time you guys beat them away since 1979, which is
Yeah.
how did that feel for the guys? That was probably like unbelievable.
Yeah, it was crazy. We didn't really know that it'd been that long since we beat Duke at Duke. And then doing it, for Kate, him being a Duke grad and playing for Coach K, it was great. It was a great feeling.
Yeah, that had to be a dream come true, especially for a North Carolina guy.
Yeah. Watching Blake go 7 for 7 and standing on the thing was
Oh,
crazy.
I mean, that had to be like, I don't care if you're a Pitt fan, I don't care
Yeah.
if you're any type of fan. That had to be one of the best college sport moments in the last decade. Like that was
Yeah.
he went 7 for 7 and he jumped on that scorers table and he did like the hands up.
Yes.
That was just like,
It
and
was
the
cold.
fans were pissed and all like, I saw the one picture that went viral. It was like all the students were flicking him off and it was like,
Yeah.
he was just like, yeah, what's up? Like, we just took you all down. Like, and they were the
Mhm.
seventh ranked team in the country. I mean, that was unreal. Like I was
Yeah.
hyped for you watching and I know you and the guys probably like, I know some road trips are probably brutal. And I'm sure that one was like, I don't care if we're flying 10 hours,
Yeah.
that kind of win, who cares?
It was like you said, like good thing about playing at this level, we don't have to wait and we got the private flights, but that was one of them wins and then that you just really just I don't know. You're gonna talk about that for a while.
Yeah, that's like a life moment for sure for you.
Mhm.
And I bet like going into a game like that, how does it feel like you hit your first bucket and you're like, all right, like I'm feeling it? Or is it like I'm still nervous till the very second that last whistle blows?
Uh for me, I'm nervous before every game until tip off. Uh I don't know. I think it's just like I feel like I feel like you can't be ready to play if you're not nervous. You have
I
to just
agree, yeah.
you have to be in the presence. You gotta live in the present. And then just after the ball is tipped off, it's just you locked into basketball. It's basketball at the end of the day. You got five people, 5-on-5, just going against each other. It's just who's gonna play better.
That's a good way to look at it. And I mean, I bet walking out of that tunnel had to be just a moment that you're like looking around, you're like,
Yeah,
yeah, like let's do it. Like that was really cool, man. I was so happy for you and the guys too, because that's one of those wins where if you guys end up being on the bubble getting into the tournament, they're like, well, they beat Duke away,
mhm,
which is not many teams can say that all year.
yeah, yeah. I feel like, especially with that game, I feel like they really turned their season around. 'Cause I think it was like 1-4 in conference at the time, or 1-5, and then we won that game, and we won the 5 of our last 6 games, and now we're 6-6 in conference.
Yeah, and right back in the thick of things too.
Mhm.
Um, talking about the conference, how are you feeling about you guys play Virginia on Tuesday? And I know they
Yeah,
got crazy defense. I watched their game the other night, and when they played Miami, did you get to see?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I watched the game.
they let up
It was
39
crazy.
points. Like that's crazy. So
Yeah.
how are you guys feeling about that?
We feeling good. While I was watching that game, I actually seen a stat that they haven't allowed 70 points since 2020, I think, which
That's
is
crazy.
crazy, which is respect to them. But us going to the game, we just we gonna play our game. We feel like we can score with the top teams in the country, and I just feel like it's gonna be another test for us. It's gonna be a big win if we get it. Hopefully, we will.
Yeah,
But yeah.
for sure. Yeah, I mean I feel like in the ACC every game's a big game, which is
Mhm.
probably fun for you guys for sure.
Yeah.
Segueing into the next thing. So obviously, like you play above the rim, like that's just your play style. What do you think like your most memorable or your best dunk of your whole career is?
Uh, Most memorable. I probably say my North Florida dunk when I was at High Point. When
Oh, yep. I know exactly which one you're talking about.
I can't choose between both of them. I just say they tied for one. The one I got towards the end of the game, and I dunked on the dude, and then the one in the beginning. I think it was the beginning of the second half when I just like took off and like
The one was the
ripped
two
takes out.
hand over the guy, right? Like the
Yeah,
top, that one was crazy. I
yeah,
had written down maybe the Georgia Tech one you had this year where you were like all over the dude after
yeah,
on him. That was
yeah, yeah.
crazy.
That was It wasn't intentional. It's just the way my body rotated, and he just happened to be there. But
It
like,
wasn't like you were doing a Shaq thing, like where
yeah, I wasn't trying to embarrass, bro.
yeah, no, that was good though. Like I that was that North Florida one, that's true. I'll definitely I'll throw that in the video for everybody to see because in case you haven't seen it, that's talk about head tap. That's
Yeah.
dunk right there. All right, next question I got is who's the best player you've ever played with, you think, through all your years of hooping?
Uh, I gotta go with Blake. Just the way he could shoot the ball at like you wouldn't think somebody that's built like him
Yeah.
can shoot the ball the way he can. And then the way he just like has no conscience. Like he doesn't matter if he misses last four, he can airball 2 shots. He's still gonna shoot the next shot from 40 with confidence. And I have so much respect for that. And the way he just leads us on the court, like it's ultimate respect for that guy.
Yeah, and I like you were saying, like he's built like a linebacker in football. Like
Yeah.
I can't believe he shoots like that. Like most guys that are built like that are like driving slashers, and
Yeah, downhill.
yeah, like yeah, that's a good one. I mean, he's a unique talent. Like he really
Mhm.
is. Isn't he averaging like 18 or 19 a game too?
Yeah, I think he's averaging like 18 a game, shooting
Yeah.
like 40 from three, shooting the craziest threes ever,
hmm
which
Yeah,
is impressive.
Pitt's fun to watch. You guys play a fun brand of basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised by that one. I had a few picks in mind, but I'm not surprised by that one for sure. All right, now we're gonna jump into the Oh No Sports 120-second rapid recap. So I'm just gonna fire off a bunch of questions. Whatever comes to your mind, just say the first thing. All right.
Bet.
So if I say favorite color and you say red, like that's you don't need to explain it. You just say what you're thinking. All right.
All right.
We'll start with your favorite food.
Hibachi.
Okay. Cool Ranch or Nacho Cheese Doritos?
Cool Ranch.
Yeah, good choice. Nike or Adidas basketball shoes?
Nike.
Nike by a mile. Okay. What's your vertical jump?
I think it's around like between like I don't know, like 38 to like 42, something around there.
Okay. Favorite teammate you've ever played with?
Favorite teammate. I can't give you one, but I'll probably say my freshman year high point team.
Okay. Favorite NBA player?
LeBron James.
Me too. Good man right there. When's the first time you dunked a basketball?
My sophomore year of high school.
Okay. Favorite TV show?
Rick and Morty.
Best basketball movie ever?
He got game.
Okay. Favorite rapper?
Drake.
You got a pregame meal?
I try not to even eat before pregame.
Okay. How do you like your eggs cooked?
I hate eggs.
Okay, okay. Best team in the NBA right now?
I feel like you gotta give it to the Timberwolves right now, the way they're playing
Okay.
basketball. Or the
Who's the
Thunder.
best player in the NBA right now?
Joker.
Yep, I think by a mile. Who do you
Yeah.
think's gonna win the Super Bowl this weekend?
I got the Chiefs. I got Patrick Mahomes. He's Tom Brady.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. All right, last one. Game-winning shot or game-saving block?
Game winning shot.
Okay, I like that, especially from a defensive guy like you. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I respect that. All right, now we'll transition a little bit into your earlier life. Before hooping at Pitt and High Point. Did you play any other sports growing up?
Yeah, I play football. I tell people all the time. If you go to my Instagram, my huddle was in the bio. I was all county receiver. I
Really?
could have won too. But football, I didn't want to get hit.
Could you have played college, you think?
I feel like I could. I could have been, a little tight end, red zone threat, jump ball
Yeah,
type guy.
I mean, the size you are, I feel like just a little fade route, little at
Yeah.
the goal line. I mean, who's jumping with you?
That's what I'm saying. I played at a little 1A school, so maybe that's why I didn't get recruited.
Okay. But you played all throughout high school.
Yeah, I played every year but my sophomore year.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I was thinking maybe track. I didn't know if you were a sprinter or something like that. But you're a little too tall to be a sprinter, I guess. But yeah, football's a good one. Which high school did you go to?
I went to a high school called Winston-Salem Prep, and then I went to a prep school at Moravian Prep.
Okay, because I know there's some amazing high school basketball in North Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean, been some greats out of this state.
Yeah, I was blessed to be at my actual school. I graduated high school from Winston-Salem Prep. We was one of the best 1A teams in the states. I think we won state 6 out of 10 years. Then we went there like 8 out of the 10.
Did you win a state championship?
Yeah, I got one my junior year. I should have got one my senior year. We had to play a team we beat 3 times. It's hard to beat a team
Oh,
4 times.
yeah, it's almost impossible to beat a team
Yeah.
times. When did you realize you think you were like ready to play college hoops, or when did you realize like, all right, it's my time?
Uh, Probably when I went to prep school, and when I went there, it was just strictly basketball. I was in Hickory, North Carolina. Wasn't too much to do. I was around a bunch of guys I never met before, and we had a gym down the street. We stayed together, and I feel like just putting in the work with them guys every night really showed that I can really play.
For sure, yeah. I mean, I bet that helps. Kind of just it's your whole life. Um, all right, now fast forward a little bit. What would you say your best moment at High Point was in your basketball career? What would you say like the one crowning moment at High Point was?
Uh, Probably my freshman year, no, my redshirt freshman year when we beat Hampton in the Big South tournament. I think I had like 26 and like 13. I feel like that's the best game I ever played.
Oh yeah, smooth 25 and 30. That's
Yeah,
hell yeah, that's awesome. I don't think I'm trying to think if I mean I know I was there for that, but I guess I wasn't following you guys as much as I do now. Like I don't know, I was into college hoops then for sure, but now it's like I watch it basically every game. So
yeah,
yeah, I mean that's crazy in the Big South tournament too. Like that's the light
yeah,
show, right? That team was good freshman year. I mean, you guys
yeah,
had so many like I felt like if it just clicked a little more, like you guys easily could have won that Big South tournament.
yeah. If a couple of pieces would have fell our way, I feel like we definitely could have did it because you got John, who's at Oklahoma State now.
Mm-hmm.
You got House at Rhode Island,
Yep.
Brian at JMU. Everybody just doing their thing. So
Yeah, and even the bigs too, isn't
yeah,
Alex at
you got
Mercer?
Alex at Mercer. He's killing
Yep.
at Mercer. Manny's
Yeah.
killing at Central.
Yeah. I
All
mean
the guys. I'm happy for him.
that's a
But
heck
still,
of a team right
yeah,
there.
we still talk to each other every day. Those are
That's
really my guys.
awesome.
Those are my brothers.
Yeah, that's awesome. Those are good dudes. I remember back in the day when we had class together, me,
Yeah, we
you,
had class. Yeah,
Aiden.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I forget who else was in there, but that was fun. I think Alex was in there too with us.
Yeah, Alex. We had D Riggs, and then we had Emil.
Emil was in the
Yeah,
front row. I
yeah.
remember that. Yeah, that was that was hilarious. All right. I think I know the answer to this one, but well, I think I know the answer to the next two. But your Pitt, the best moment that you've had so far at Pitt, I'm guessing it's got to be Duke, right?
Yeah, it's definitely the big game.
Yeah, it can't be anything else. Like, I
Yeah,
mean, as a North Carolina guy, there's no way there's any better feeling.
yeah, the Duke game.
All right, and then I think I know the answer to this one too. It's the same answer I got. LeBron or Jordan as your GOAT, and why?
LeBron is the GOAT because I can really go for like 30 minutes on this. You see, I had to sit up and really get right for this one. I think LeBron is the GOAT because the way he makes his teammates better, he does everything on the court. He pass, shoot, dribble, defend. His IQ is like nothing we ever seen. He's playing. He's a top 10 player in the league at age 39. Like it's unheard of the things he's doing. He's the leading scorer, and he's not even a score first guy. He's gonna have 40,000 points, 12,000 assists, 12,000 rebounds. Like the things he's doing, especially at his age, is unbelievable, bro.
I completely agree. I don't think I could have said it better myself. And I was saying to my brother the other night, I was like, like are the old heads like my dad, for example, how is he gonna watch LeBron at 39 drop like 36, 12, and 10 in OT and score the last 8 points and say, nah, hey, Jordan was better than that dude. Like he's literally in his 21st season.
I think I understand old heads the older I get because I know for a fact I'm gonna be stubborn, and somebody's gonna come up and be just as good as LeBron. And I'm like,
Yeah.
y'all just ain't seen LeBron. He's different.
Yeah, that is true. Do you think Wemby is like I've watched some of his games. The stuff he can do is crazy. He has like court vision and he's 7'4". Like,
Yeah.
do you think him and Chet are like the future of the NBA with like the 7 guards?
Yeah, I definitely think they're the future. I mean, you still got guys like Tatum and Ant and Luka, Shy.
Yeah.
But Victor and Czech are doing things I never seen a footer do in my life. And not even just a footer. There's 6'2", and then Victor at 7'4". Like it's unbelievable.
It's crazy to watch. And like, I just can't even believe like how hyped up he was. And then everyone was like off the train immediately after he played one bad game. And now he's right back to being like, I think he's like top 5 in the league in blocks too, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So if you had to say the top 5 players in the NBA right now, obviously you just named a few of them. I think it's a tight list with the current competition. What do you think your top 5 is right now?
My top 5. It's gonna hurt me to say, but I think I got Joker. No order right now. Joker,
Yeah, no order.
Giannis, Embiid. I feel like those are top 3
Yep.
without a doubt. And then I'm gonna put in LeBron because I don't care what nobody say. LeBron, and then I feel like I'm missing somebody real. And
Luka, maybe? Yeah.
Luka.
Have you seen
The
Luka?
pass,
His last, I think it was 8 games. He's averaging 40, 10, and 10.
bro. He's
Like,
ridiculous. He's
and,
ridiculous,
and
bro.
it's got to be crazy. Like, as a high level, like as a really high level hooper like yourself, like watching him, he doesn't play like anyone I've ever seen. Like, he literally plays in slow motion, and he still can go for 40 on anybody in the NBA.
Yeah, he plays at his own pace, and he can't get sped up. Getting sped up is like it happens to a lot of guards, and just for him to just play at the pace he could play at and just do the things he can do at a high level against the best competition in the world is it's ridiculous.
It's crazy, and I respect the heck out of him because he really like doesn't try to be any different. Like he just plays his own way, and like he'll go for his 40 piece every night and like just go his own way, and I respect that. Well, that's kind of all I got for you, man. And I really appreciate you coming on. Is there anything else that we haven't covered today at Oh No Sports that you want all the fans to know about you?
Yeah, I just want everybody to know if anybody out there in the world is playing 2K14 still and they won't smoke, hit me up. I am the best 2K14 player in the world. I'm actually am playing 2K14 as soon as I get off this phone call against my teammates, and I'm gonna beat them by 50.
2K14.
2K14, I use Gerald Green and Gordon.
You don't play the new 2Ks.
I don't play the new 2Ks. Like I'm in my living room now. I got a PS3 in the living room. I got the old Call of Duty. I got NCAA 10 basketball.
That's a
14
classic.
football.
That is
I'm an old head when it comes to the video games. I don't like the new games. I play Fortnite.
Yeah,
It's Fortnite 2K14 for me.
Okay, you heard it right there. If you think you have any chance at beating Zach Austin in 2K14, you got no chance. I'll tell you that right now. All right, hey, well, I really appreciate you coming on, man. It was good chopping it up with you. I wish you the best the rest of the season, man, and good luck at Virginia this Tuesday. I'll be rooting for you, and I know all the fans that don't know sports will be too.
Appreciate it, my guy.
Appreciate you, brother. Peace.
Peace.